Morning, Nurad.
Morning, Aradhna. How are you?
Very good, Nurad. You've got Dandy and Sandman in the first race tomorrow. You're starting the races, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, actually, it's a 6 year and over race, and I've got Sandman and Vardandi. Sandman, I think, is far better in this set because he's run with the same horses in Pune, and he's beaten them pretty comfortably. Yes, the only disadvantage he has over here in Bombay is Speculator and Periwinkle have both had a run.
Yeah.
He's not had a run, so that's the only thing that is, I'm a little worried about. Otherwise, he's very well. He's worked very, very well here. So hopefully, and this being only a 6 year old and over race where he's been running in Pune, 5 year old and over, and open company, hopefully, fingers crossed, he should win this one.
Let's talk about Jetfire in your race first.
So Jetfire is running in an older group of horses, so he stands a decent chance. He's a 7-year-old and he's fit and fine, and he should give a good account of himself. The horses to look out there for Speculator, you could say, and Sandman.
Talk about Speculator in the first race.
Speculator's been twice unlucky. Finished that very close third, carrying top weight in Pune. Bombay first day, I thought I would win. Finished second again. Found a better horse in Remy Red. Let's hope we are third time lucky and win it. Thanks.
In the first race, Tasman is running. It's a 6-year-old over race. I mean, he's was not in form in Pune, but because of the age group, I think he'll run a good race. I've claimed 5 kilos allowance with Haridas Gore. I hope he runs a good race. The horse to beat there is Sandman.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Let's talk about Power of Thor.
Power of Thor is running again because it's a 6-year-old and over race. Though it's a class higher than what he ran, I still think running with an older set would be easier. I've given the right to Neeraj Rawal. Only thing I can say, he would have a decent chance.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Periwinkle for tomorrow's races.
Periwinkle ran last week and she ran third. Before that in Pune she ran second. She's been a bit disappointing, but she's getting along in age. So I'm hoping this is an age group race, so I'm hoping she pulls it off.
All right.
Next race, I've got my old war horse running, Majestic Warrior, with his favorite rider, Mustaki Malam. But we all have to beat number one ahead of my time, who actually stands out in this field.
Okay.
I have excellent goal there in the same race with Joy Chinoy. He's just there. But whether he can beat number one will be difficult.
My other runner is Arabian Phoenix. He's worked very well, but the race is very tough. Plus, he prefers maybe a furlong longer. So I think he'll be right there.
Next race is Pepper. He did very well in Pune, won me 2 races and consistent right through the Pune season. But I think tomorrow's set is very tough. Ahead of my time is the best horse. There is another horse, Superlative. But I think he'll still put up a good show. I hope both of them run good races.
Lovely, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All the best. Let's talk about Spring Grove first.
Good morning. Spring Grove is running after a long time since Pune. She's got good Pune form. She's a genuine filly. I think the Bombay course will suit her much better than Pune. But unfortunately, as the prospectus is, that she's come across some nice 3-year-olds. So it's a little difficult race, but she'll run a good race.
Then you've got Queen of War in the second race.
It's a tough race. There is a 3-year-old there ahead of my time who is pretty fast. He's beaten her in Pune. He's the horse to beat.
Okay.
She's feeling well, and she should also run a good race too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. All right, morning.
Good morning.
You've got Lord Vader in the race, so let's talk about Lord Vader. How's it going for him?
He's come up. His last run was suggestive, but there's a horse called ahead of my time in the race. He's a very nice 3-year-old, lovely pedigree and good horse. But my horse is on the up, and I'm getting some weight from him, and I'm just hoping against hope that I can put one across.
Okay. And anyone else apart from your Lord Vader you think could be a probable danger?
No. Apart from Lord Vader, no. Lord Vader is one of the threats, but everyone has to beat ahead of his time. Yeah, he's a quality horse.
All right, so let's start with presidential for
Hi,
tomorrow.
good morning. I have Presidential and Chamonix running in a 9 furlong class 2. Both of them have worked well, and Presidential has some really good form. He had gone wrong a little bit in between,
Yeah.
but I think he'll do well, and so will my filly Chamonix.
Race I've got Desert Fire. This horse I like a little bit because he will be running at his correct handicap now with the 5 kilos off. The danger will come from Lord and Master and Esperanza. Then in the same race, I've got Northern Singer. If she gets to go to the front, she could make a race out of it.
I have Lord and Master running a class 3 6 furlong. He's in good heart. He's really feeling well, and I think he'll be right there. It is a competitive race, but he's going to be right there. So
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
You got Magileto running for tomorrow's races. So how's it going for Magileto?
He worked well, but unlucky always he ran second. But tomorrow also PC's horse is very strong and he will run a good race. And there is no luck now up to now. Let's see tomorrow.
Okay, all right, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you.
I have my treasure running in the 9 furlong. She's running after a big gap. There is one or two good horses running in that race. I hope she runs a good race.
I have Dragon Lord and Zabrowski running a class 4 9 furlong. Dragon Lord has been withdrawn the last time, and so I had to run him immediately after that. I'm just hoping that he behaves himself in the gate because I think he is a horse with ability, and he has been fit enough to run a good race for some time. So here's hoping he does well. I have Life and Freedom. She's a very well-bred filly, but extremely hyper and doesn't keep good condition. But she has a lovely action and she has a lot of ability. So I've worked her very sparingly, but I think that she's fit enough and she'll run a good race.
Then we've got Phenom in the 5th race. How's it looking for Phenom?
3-year-old again. He has another horse there. You could say Dragon Lord, who has run a decent race this Bombay. He should run a good race too. I'm expecting a lot from him.
Yeah.
And he'll give a good account of himself too. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. So let's talk about Kirkinis and the 5th race tomorrow.
Fifth race. She's a filly who came to me from Mr. Altamash in the month of August. She ran in November and she placed second. Her form is quite decent. She's on a decent race. It's the biggest field of 15 horses. She's drawn one, and I hope Neeraj Rawal will be able to deliver the goods because my job is over.
Yes.
I've done my bit. I hope he can deliver.
Anyone to look out for in this field, sir?
It's the biggest field. I don't know. The horse called Excellent Star, written by Srinath. There's another horse called Zabrowski, written by Trevor. So these are two horses who can pose a danger.
Marlboro Man runs. I've upped his distance. He runs in a little longer trip. The field is a little big. Would have preferred a smaller field. I hope he runs. He runs also well.
So let's talk about Gimme and if there's any particular runner to look out for in this field.
It's tough. It's a tough race. He's a big horse and he didn't like the Pune or the Bangalore course. He ran some disappointing races. He's working well and looking well in Bombay. I'm expecting him to run at least in a place.
And Chat has run a very decent race in Pune last time. She's worked well here. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping she does it here.
And of course, Arabian Phoenix and Chat are running for the first time after the Pune season. So what do you think could be any difference?
No, Arabian Phoenix has won in Bombay last year. And Chat has run a decent race. So it's not that they don't like the track. They are fine over here.
Thank you for talking to us.
I have Zuckerelli and Northern Lights. Zuckerelli giving a lot of weight around in the race. He's a horse who's a triple Derby winner, and he certainly has the form and the reputation to be carrying that sort of weight. So he's really well. He's run a very good mark, and I'm hoping he does it again. Northern Lights is a lovely horse. He is now in running graded races. He's won a lot of races for me last Bombay season. He's in great heart. He's really fit. And I know he'll run a good race, but I think it'll be difficult to beat Zuccarelli.
Then you've also got Taimur.
Well, I have Taimur running the AC Ardeshir. I'm running against Zuccarelli. He's the Roger Federer of Indian racing. It's just amazing how he just cruises past smoothly around you. But then again, Taimur also gets beat sometimes. So we are there in the race. Suppose he falters and decides to say it's not my day. We are there to pick up the pieces. We are in the slips here.
Good one, good one. All the best to you for that tomorrow's races. Thank you.
Sixth race, I have a horse called Flying Visit. It's a tall order to beat Zuccarelli. I hope I run second.
I have Silver Bells running, and she runs with a very good chance, though she's carrying a top weight. It's a very open field. She worked very well and hoping for the best.
Then we've got Moonshot.
Moonshot is running after a long layoff. He's had multiple problems. I hope he's okay. I'm not fancying him much. Run a decent race.
In the seventh race, I have two horses. A horse called Campaign, who won his last start in Pune, and a horse called Indian Crown, who burst a vessel in Pune on the last start. These two horses are going to be ridden by Srinath on Campaign and Sri Umesh on Indian Crown. There's a horse called Silver Bells who's been blazing the track. That's the horse to beat.
So Fortune Teller is running in the seventh race. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, good morning. I think he's running after a layoff, and he should run a good race. And I'm just hoping for the best now.
All right. Is there anyone in the field to look out for?
Like I said, the horse is well within himself. It's just that layoff that is a bit of a concern for me. But otherwise, if he runs as per his potential, he should be right there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Demetrius runs after a bit of a layoff, had a small issue in between. He's coming out of a setback, but he can place.
And in the last race, I have a filly called Princess of Naples. She's running after nearly a year. I think she may need the start. Okay. That's it for the day.
Okay, and anyone to look out for in the field of Princess of Naples?
She's running after a year, so it's a tall order. It's difficult. Okay. She may need the start.
Okay, all right, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tarzan runs 5 furlongs in Class 5. His last run seemed quite nice. I hope he can place.
In the last race, you've got Selamore, sir.
Last race, Selamore. I don't know. I actually like her.
Yeah.
I think she could probably win this race.
Okay, lovely.
I'm hoping for the best.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thank you.
All the best to you, sir. Thank you.